Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us once again here at the Nameless Gamers PDX podcast.
Hola.
We're going to do a thing about a show in 2 seconds.
Mucho gusto. One Mississippi.
I didn't know if that was still good. Okay. No, we're going to keep it going. Thanks for joining us. Oh, radio silence there. It's great. We're here once again. I'm Scott. I'm followed with the
I'm Ben.
the usual crew here, the three amigos. We got Ben. We got Randy. Randy, say hi.
Hi, I'm Randy.
Tony.
Hey.
That's
Tony.
Not the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
No.
In case you were thinking
Yeah.
for just a second, though.
And
I think that only
Smash Mouth?
confused a couple of people.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
not me. A lot of people think that.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Thank you for clarifying for all of our audience
Yes.
that you are not the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
I'm Guy Fieri, the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
You were in disguise, you son of
Same
a
guy,
bitch.
bitches, gotcha. Got him.
Did you know?
Got him.
And then, of course, Tony's here.
Hey.
We kind of spoke over Tony there. Tony's here. He's working the soundboard and the computator and a can of beer.
Mr. Sound Lab guy, tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us once again. We got, what is this, end of January. It is
Yeah.
2019, or at least has been 2019 for a couple weeks, gentlemen. And listeners, if you didn't know.
I am not impressed.
No,
Just going to throw that out there.
not impressed.
No, yeah.
Ben's
I
unimpressed.
really
How about
wanted
you,
it to be
Tony?
a lot
Yeah,
different than
it's
18 is.
Impressed, unimpressed.
It's just started off just, the same as 2018. So, yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
What about you, Randy? Just continuing on? Nothing
This
special?
is not a political talk show.
No.
No,
Yeah, let's...
We'll
No.
just leave it at that.
2019.
it ain't no joke.
Ah,
I'd like to
Yeah.
buy the world a toke
Uh-huh.
Teach the world to sing.
in perfect harmony.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm just going to answer every question with Smash Mouth lyrics. Can we do
I
that?
would be impressed if we could keep that going. Yeah, let's do that.
We'll do that.
Let's see how long you can keep it going.
The gauntlets of challenge.
We'll do it all night, and then the
down.
morning comes. So
See.
that's a Smash Mouth reference as well. We just learned a little bit ago.
Hey. Now you're just making shit up.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to take y'all to Flavor Town, though.
Oh.
Don't use it all up in the first 5 minutes of the show.
All
No.
aboard! All aboard the train to Flavor Town.
Flavor Town.
Oh man!
Oh,
no, we're
that
not.
is-
We're not going to.
that
do
is out of
Smash Mouth
bounds.
references all night.
Let's go.
Not all night. I'll slip them in where I can. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All
And
right.
maybe I might even some Guy Fieri. Good shit. We'll get that in there too.
What do we got? What's on the
You never know.
docket tonight, sir?
Oh, docket. Not much. Kind of more of the same. We got some video game talk, I'm sure. And then we're just going to kind of leave it open for general discussion, chit-chattery, things
What's
like
on
that.
your mind?
Of
What's
that
on your
nature.
brains
What's
is-
on your brain? What's been going
Yeah.
down?
Yeah.
Going to keep a running log, so to speak, of 2019.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, speaking of running log and what we've been doing, we've moved a lot of our website and contact information. Best way to find us now is on or at Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/ilagged out. Visit us there if you like us. Say hi if you want to subscribe. Support us if you like the channel. If you want to hear something, contact us through there. Or, of course, we got Facebook at Nameless Gamers PDX. Or,
Questions and comments always welcome.
hit us up there. But just general chit-chattery. We'll just start with some video games. Why not? Let's do some video games.
Sure.
Has anybody been playing anything interesting? Anybody? It's that holiday season, moving into anything new. There's kind of a flux. There's not a whole lot out at the moment besides like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
I can't really think of
I
anything.
finished that.
Did you?
Did you?
Is it good?
Yeah, I finished it and went to the online. I was just messing around. The online, I was like, I'm not gonna commit to this.
Yeah.
Is it still in beta,
I
technically?
don't know. It might be. I haven't played it in a while, to be honest with you. But yeah, I went to that, and it gets you through. You guys have done if you played the beta, you start a guy, you make your dude look however you want, or you can make a dude or a girl or whatever, make him look how you want, and then you go through this scenario where this lady is like trying to pay you to be basically like a sort of a mercenary situation going on. And then you do, it eventually releases you into the world to do sort of whatever you want. So I played that a little bit, but yeah, I finished it. That story gets better as it goes along. Like it's very like you sort of know. Like I was able to sort of pick up where it was going. I feel like very early on.
Now, do you real quick? Do you mean the online story, or are you talking?
No,
about
no, I'm talking about the actual story.
Okay.
Yeah, online. Like I said, I just kind of it eventually that is the story. Like you're a mercenary. It sort of opens up so that you can do whatever you want.
Sure.
And then once you're there, you're just
a gun for
online
hire
and you can
kinda
do
thing.
whatever you want. Yeah, it's
Right.
like you can go do missions or whatever. But the story itself, like for the initial campaign, I guess if you want to call it that, gets real good. Like I knew like at about 65% through the game, I was like, things are going to change drastically between now and the end of this. And I knew it was coming, and it certainly did. I knew like way early on. I was like, okay, I see what's happening here. And it's got one of those sort of stories, where it's like
where it has
quite a bit
where
of
it's supposed to
foreshadowing,
end.
and like some of it's more metaphorical, some of it is just sort of like, okay, this is an obvious issue. This is going to carry through, and you see that sort of. It's good that they like weave the thread through the story the way that they do, but it's good, and then you end up, it's good. I don't know. I can't really give a whole lot of detail about it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody because it is such a good story. But we all know where Red Dead Redemption starts, right? So it's you end the game where Red Dead Redemption starts, basically. So in Red Dead Redemption, the original one, you play as John Marston, right?
Yeah.
So
And he is a character
just
that
kicked
you
out
run
of the
across. I remember correctly, very early on. Correct in Red Dead
he
2?
is one of the he is a character in
your-
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Posse,
Yeah, he's in Dutch's gang. So he's a big part of that whole story as well, and like sort of just how that all it works you to a place where it's like, and Red Dead Redemption starts right here. You know what I mean? Like it gets you right to that point. You're like, okay, this is what happened, and here we have a point where it's like sort of free play. Where it's like, okay, once you end it, it's like you can do whatever you want, like a lot of games.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you can go back and do whatever you want. You do get that opportunity here too, as well. So I don't know, but it's good. I liked it. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I still just want to play it and just like do weird shit, like fuck with the mechanics and stuff of that game.
That's
because
good.
like it does have some fun like things that I just think of when I'm going to bed. You know what I mean? Like I'm like going to bed. I'm like, what would happen if I did that? Like if I could rope a dude up and like somehow get that over like a tree, like jump across a rock or something, string him up. Would that work? And like then like there's shit like that I think of, and then I go back and do it, and it fucking works. And I'm like, oh, that's fun. Like we'll string this fucker up like a pinata and beat him with a stick or something. Like you can do weird. It lets you do that.
That's a good aspect of replayability.
Yeah, there's just a lot of fun like physics, and there's some not so fun stuff that comes with that
The
territory.
ability to lynch somebody is great replayability.
Well, not lynching them, but just like I just want to do it to
Go try
challenge
weird
the sort
shit
of
and find out. The physics. It'll let me do this. Look
Yeah,
at this.
that's-
You're trying to
that's
challenge
it.
the mechanics of the
really
game.
bad-
Yeah,
guy.
I just want to go in and see if it will let me do it. And a lot of stuff it just lets you can do, if you can think of it, you can do it. And some of it is like, well, that didn't work out the way I wanted, which is expected, for a lot of it. But there are some very unsuspecting things that are like quite charming and I find like neat. And it's like, oh, okay, you can do that, even though it may not be like the intended way to do things. It does allow you the flexibility to do that kind of stuff. So it's got a lot of stuff like that in there. It's cool.
Nice. Ability to make something work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So and I got a lot of that from like Breath of the Wild, where it was like you can use like if you're like there's I remember there being like one area where there's like these circuits you have to connect, and you're supposed to use these blocks or whatever to do it. But you can actually take your weapons and like lay them end to end from one side to the other and link it up so that it makes like a circuit, and it'll close the circuit that way. So it's like just
that's
sort of
cool.
your like creativity is sort of the end
Sure.
of whatever there's a means to an end. It's just how you figure out how to go about doing it. Totally up to you.
Nice.
And there's a lot of that in this game too. So that there are some overlap. That is a Venn diagram of both those games. You know what I mean? Like there's that commonality there. So
That's cool.
What about you, Tony? You been playing anything?
So I've gone back and
WoW,
played some. Well, I've been playing WoW, but also been gone back and played a little bit of Civ 6.
Okay.
They actually have a new expansion coming out next month, here in February.
Okay.
So just kind of jumping back into that a little bit. Don't know that I'll pick it up right away, but the expansion. But just kind of. It's one of those games that I go play every once in a while and draws you in. I've actually been doing a little reading on it, like play styles and stuff too. So, there's a whole bunch of different countries you can play as, and they all have a different kind of play style. So you could play as America, where you kind of start off a little, you're moderately good at the beginning, and then as the game ramps up, you get later technology stuff. You obviously become very strong because that's kind of how. The history of our country was, and you look at Great Britain when you play as them, they're real strong navy, stuff like that, because, through much of a good chunk of history, they had a really strong navy. So, those kinds of things. So there's different ways to play, like whether you are going for a religious victory or a cultural victory, or you're going to just conquest over somebody, or a science victory. So
there's pros and cons to being certain countries, whereas right on.
So just kind of reading up on some of those and kind of getting an idea and how to make it a little. And how to make it a little. I usually just do a random. But that just means I don't necessarily know how well they all play. And, the best style to play them either. So
sometimes you just got to go for it.
Just
fucking
Sometimes you gotta go ham on that supermarket suite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just gotta stack them hams.
Stack hams
5 deep
on it.
5 deep. Dude, those hams don't look like they're as heavy as they're supposed to be either. I don't know if they're real hams.
Why do
stuffed.
I need heavy hams again?
Why don't you want?
Well, they don't have
hams,
to be
bro.
heavy. It's just the fact that they're hams.
Are they full of water? Are these just water added hams, or are they?
No, these look like whole leg
smoked hams. What are we talking?
They're like ham hocks, dude.
Yeah,
they're
big chunks of leg.
Yeah, some big pork thighs here.
Yeah. In case anyone doesn't know what we're talking about Supermarket Sweep, the hit game show,
TV game show from the late 90s,
right? Where they used to just take these hams and throw them in grocery carts.
Yes,
they would stack, dude. They were on a timer, right? Wasn't that the deal?
It was 3 minutes or something. They got
at the end of it. You would just maybe
you're trying to get
the
most valuable cart or what?
Yeah, you're trying to get the most.
So you actually can get more than one cart.
Apparently,
so.
Apparently a lot.
Do they have prime rib roast just sitting there? I was chucking that shit.
Whatever.
No.
Look,
so normally how it worked, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. This was the end round. So there were teams. So there's 2 people on one team, 2 people on another team. They compete to get to the last round. Then the last round is them running around this grocery store set or whatever. It's like a relay. So one will have a cart. They'll go fill it up. Then they'll go bring it back. The other person will go with their cart, go fill it up, bring it back, and I think they're trying to get a certain dollar amount or something like that.
I think you were just trying to have the highest bill at the end of it. Yeah. So there was a couple things that were the most expensive, and after a couple of years, people realized the ham is probably the most expensive thing there. So
the meat
the smart
aisle,
people would go to the back, fill up on
they were
meat.
entire ham hocks.
Yeah.
Well, and it would be think of your Costco supermarket type thing where it's just a big cooler case.
I get you. Okay.
And they would just run up to it and just start chucking them into their cart.
Shucking hams, dude.
Shucking them.
Just lobbing them into that cart. Like big ham hocks. I mean, 5 or 6 stacked top.
Yep.
All right. Just why not? That's
5 or 6 high.
Yeah.
5 or 6 high on the hawk, dude.
Yeah.
Just
you had to be high on that hog.
You had to be. If you look, Guys Grocery Games, I think maybe is the name of it now, or version. But they don't. I don't know.
Iteration of
they probably stack exotic cheese or some shit in there. I don't know what they do. Whatever's expensive.
It's probably a 5-gallon bucket of nacho.
Well, he doesn't need the
dip.
money, dude. He made all that good Smash Mouth money,
dude,
so he doesn't need
bank,
doesn't need it.
Bank.
But in Supermarket Sweep though, he wasn't a factor. So it was Smash Mouth was not a factor. So it was just ham hock, just hawking it up deep.
Hawking those hams.
And they would run around. There was like certain strategic, like seriously, like every team did the same thing. Like it was a
First
Yeah,
guy
dude.
to the freezer gets all the ham.
It was. It was like they would, hawk it up,
fuck?
and then off to like a different like area where it was like, well, they're storing the, whatever. I don't know. They didn't get wine, but like if they did, that'd be a good place to go. Like
Box
walk
wine.
it up,
Box wine.
I don't know.
Yeah,
about
it was
the-
like
Was it
diapers.
just like
There's a couple
25
things
bucks?
that
Yeah,
were,
diapers,
like
stuff
everybody
like
went
that.
for because
Yeah.
they're the most expensive
They're-
item at
yeah.
a grocery store.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It-
Enough
it-
about
it-
Smash Mouth.
it-
That's just look.
Yeah.
We were talking about video games. We're having a good time, and Scott, here you go taking it off
Fucking
into
Smash
the woods
Mouth.
on fucking Smash Mouth.
Dude, Smash Mouth for life, bro.
I don't know what's
You
happening.
never quit Smash
I don't
Mouth.
know what's happening anymore.
Or Guy Fieri. Okay, so Civ 6.
Cool.
you've been
So
playing
Civ 6.
Cool.
Yeah. Going back
any-
to play some
Cool
Civ 6.
civilization.
Civ 6, yeah.
Civ
That's a neat
6,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Just been kind of
WoW.
just that. A little WoW.
WoW.
Little necromancing.
No,
You
not
still necking? You
necromancing.
still necking?
No.
No.
I'm shaman.
Shaman.
Necking it up.
Yeah.
Shaman.
I'm a shaman.
You're shaman.
Yeah.
Right on.
New raid just opened up, so that's all everybody's doing right now. Is not all, but
New
that's the-
content.
new content. Yes. New
Yeah.
content is always a plus. So
Nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Me, I finally sent back I had a game forever on GameFly, and I got.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for Crackdown 3 to come out, so just trying to find something to kind of relax and waste time with.
Isn't
Sure.
there? Is
Next
there
month.
not? I thought I saw. Was it next month? I thought.
Yeah.
Is there like a demo for Crackdown 3 or something that's coming?
I don't know, but I don't think there's a
Maybe.
demo. There's
I don't know.
videos.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews
Yeah.
does the voice.
I've been
that's
I've been
right.
seeing videos for Crackdown since 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like when they first,
I guess it's
when
been
they
a while.
first announced it.
So I
There's-
don't know. I hope it comes out at some point.
Yeah, it
Okay.
comes out next month.
Yeah. Oh, is it
In like
next
2
month?
weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Well, hopefully that'll actually come out,
Yeah.
and be a thing
Yeah.
that goes down because it's been an awful long time.
Yeah.
And haven't heard a whole. I mean, I've heard like the Terry Crews stuff, and like they always mention it at like I don't know if it's E3 or something like that, but like you always hear them talking about something at a show, and they bring up Crackdown, and like that was the first, I think, maybe even announcement for it. But like, there's some good games coming out soon. There have been a few good games come out recently, and we'll see. I don't know. Crackdown, I hope sees the
It's-
light of day.
It's
Yeah.
at least supposed to be a big one. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
This is as close to the release date in the last several years that they've like put out.
Yeah.
That it's gotten this close.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of waiting for that to come out. The online looks kind of fun. It's they're calling it like the Wrecking Zone. Like what was it? Yeah, Wrecking Zone. It's where it's like it's 2 teams of 5, just in a giant
Oh, really?
small little world,
Sure.
and it's basically just team deathmatch.
That's cool.
cool.
They haven't really. Well, I guess I can't say that. They haven't released like what the games
Right.
are going to be, but since Crackdown 3 is sporting and their big thing is you can destroy the whole.
Right,
You
the
can
buildings
destroy
and
everything
everything.
if you're
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
enough, and you can do
Right.
that. Some of the videos they have showing people going after each other, like
Yeah.
obviously it's game testers playing, but
Right.
it looks kind of fun just
Looks
to
fun,
go
yeah.
full bore and
Hopefully
like,
they nailed the
Yeah.
physics and everything, and it all
Yeah.
goes off without being so buggy and stuff.
Word.
But yeah, that'll be.
I mean,
That's a huge undertaking. Maybe I get why it takes a while,
Yeah.
but I don't get why it's taken this long. Like it seems a little excessive.
thought I'd heard that they'd kind of had to scrap a bunch of stuff on it.
Well, I mean,
Really?
yeah, that
Start
happens all
over.
the time. I mean, look at Doom. Like Doom was
yeah.
a
Yeah.
prime example of that, where it was like, this isn't good. We don't like it. It's not Doom. Scrap it. And they just were like, you know what? Reset. They reset the whole game.
Well, and
So sometimes
rumors
that
have been
happens.
about the same thing with Diablo 4 from Blizzard. Like that's
Yeah.
alleged.
Oh.
It's been rumored that they basically scrapped the game about halfway through because they weren't happy with how it was
Yeah.
turning out.
I have a feeling
Huh,
they're
I
still
hadn't
knee
heard
deep.
that.
I think they're still knee deep in that because
Yeah.
then they just hired the guy from CD Project Red. That's the creative director.
Yeah,
And
for
so-
what was it? 2070. What the hell?
Yeah,
game was
he
that?
worked on Cyberpunk. I think that's in the
Cyberpunk.
bag
Oh,
already.
yeah.
So I think he's kind of done with that project. But like,
Yeah.
but this guy, like, I hope they're hiring talent for what people want from Diablo, and
Yeah.
that's not already something in the works or maybe it is, and maybe he's going to come in and be like, no, I don't want it to. We should.
Yeah.
do
We need to
this.
fix it
You know,
this
we
way.
need to take
yeah.
this direction. I don't know. Like they're hiring people like that because I'm hoping that they're trying to I think they have I think now that the whole like backfire with the Diablo mobile,
Immortal
thing, or Immortal, but you know what I mean, like the mobile game, like that was a big like fucking backfire. That was like people were not happy about that. I'm because they were wanting to hear Diablo 4.
Had they just put Diablo 4 coming soon at the end of that
that would have been fine.
Diablo Immortal,
nice little bow on the package.
They would have been, people would have been like, well, that's not what we wanted, but, all right, but at least we know Diablo 4 is coming, kind of thing, you know.
So I don't know.
That was a big. I
don't know. Yeah, I don't hear. Didn't hear anything.
Big to do at BlizzCon. Everybody assumed that they were going to be officially announcing Diablo 4. It's not been officially announced.
Okay.
But on their jobs website, they've had postings for Diablo related projects for the last couple of years.
A while, yeah. And some of that could have been mobile. Some of it could have been, a new.
But so game. Everybody was like, Diablo 4. We want to see some footage or something. We want to see something, you know.
Yeah.
And Blizz actually came out and said just before BlizzCon that they weren't going to have any footage for Diablo 4. Yeah. So everybody's like, okay, fine, you know. Then they show this.
Everybody's happy.
This, Diablo Immortal, which is, the big gripe with mobile games is they're cash grabs.
Yeah.
You know, it's pay to win, pay to play, microtransactioning, and mobile. EA got a lot of shit for Battlefront. Mobile games make it on tenfold. In the whole space, you can't compete with people unless you pay money. You can't properly compete at all. There's no way to do it.
Yeah.
So that's where they're worried.
Okay.
So
and I won't get into the whole like how Blizzard owns Candy Crush and a big portion of the mobile market as far as the game's concerned.
Yeah, the parent company Activision Blizzard does. Yeah.
But what I am excited about is that they have hired someone that I think is capable of if you need to have some sort of creative direction. This guy comes from CD Projekt Red. Like he's got that's a good that's a Witcher 3 background. That's a Cyberpunk background. That's someone with a decent pedigree. I think that like would be able to provide that sort of direction and hopefully like provide them with a more substantial story of whatever it is they're working on or whatever they'll be working on, better than what they had.
Yeah.
And, like that's the optimism there, I think.
Now, did you hear, was he hired specifically for Diablo or is that the rumor?
No, that's not even a rumor. That's my speculation.
Okay.
Is like I think that they're trying to hire people to bolster something that they are afraid to have slip through their fingers because they've made so many missteps lately.
Yeah.
That they're just trying to be like, okay, let's make sure that we get this right, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to fuck this up because this is the one thing that people are banking on. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I mean, that could be, it could just be for general purposes. I don't know, but hopefully someone with that sort of pedigree and background has some sort of bearing on what they're going to put out for Diablo 4 because people are going to want that. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of quality people are going to be looking for.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm trying to say. So.
Yeah, because the Witcher series was very well received.
Yeah.
All of them. 1, 2, and 3. Like 3 is blown people. I mean, it blew people out of the water, but I mean, 1 and 2 were no slouch either. So, I mean, they people coming from that company that have been there a long time, have a pretty good pedigree. It's like Blizzard used to be. If you left
damn
Blizzard,
well know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, it's like it used to be. If you worked for Blizzard, you knew what the fuck you were doing because it was Blizzard.
Yeah.
It seems like things are getting run the other way now, where it's getting run from the money side, not the creative side. That's what it appears from.
It's a
from
cultural.
us.
It's a company culture shift.
Yeah,
if you will.
At least that's what it appears to be from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Obviously we don't know. We're not privy to.
And a lot of game companies go through this. Like EA was a big one.
BioWare as a part of joining EA.
So it happens. Yeah. We talk about mobile games being a cash grab and stuff like that, but like that's starting to migrate into your consoles. You know what I mean? Like that's starting
trying to apply that to console games.
I mean, and it's already been leaking into, and actually one could argue that it probably started on PC. You know what I mean?
With things like Dota and League of Legends.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's it's just it's the world we live in right now. It's the technology that's available, and it's just how it go. I don't know.
People wants these monies.
Yeah.
Word.
And people are willing to pay to win. People are willing to let them.
Yeah.
But no, I've been playing. I kind of wanted to find a game that's a little bit slower.
Sure.
Just kind of relax and play. I found this tricky little fucking game, Jagged Alliance. I guess the first one. I guess it's Jagged Alliance Rage. It's the first one I believe on console. I think the first one was PC, but I could be wrong.
That's not, not ringing any bells.
It's kind of it is a turn-based game, which I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of slow it down.
That'll slow you down.
I can relax and just kind of slowly play through. You kind of play like a group of mercenaries. You're on like a jungle island. And you're kind of running through little camps, and it's all turn-based, taking your time shooting. But it is fucking hard.
Is it?
Like these little levels, like they want you to get on the other side of the camp, but you can't be seen. And you don't have any, like, you got maybe a gun or two. You got no fucking health. Like, they're always going to see you. Really tricky. Kind of enjoying it. Kind of just trying to kill time for Crackdown. But then I found, last night I was looking through GameFly. And there's this game coming out. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Is Genesis Alpha 1. You guys heard of this? This looks like a badass game. It's like a simulator, space exploration, research. It's kind of like what you would think of, what's that, No Man's Sky. Kind of a little bit like that, but a little bit more simulator. It's supposed to be, the story is like we're leaving Earth. Earth is fucked. We're going to find another planet.
Sure.
And it's all randomly generated galaxy. You have your spaceship. And you're supposed to go find, like, your new Earth. Or, like, wherever you're going to go. So you're getting, like, it's first-person shooter.
Okay.
View. And you've got your ship. And you got to get resources. So you're making some clones with DNA. Your little worker guys.
Okay.
And you send them down to the planet. And have them pick stuff up. They can pick up aliens. Aliens can hitchhike on it and get onto your ship. So you have to kind of watch them and set up defenses. Apparently, the little aliens can like get in your air vents and like start to breed and fast. Ooh. So you got to watch out for that.
Okay. So when you're talking aliens, you're not necessarily talking like sentient life forms,
full bore face huggers,
potentially
into the vents and shit.
Like they could be alien critters, just critters that are trying to live in your...
just random random creatures. Like you go down to some random planet.
Space rats, basically.
Yeah, space rats get on your shit. And like you've got to set that up. You harvest. Like you're harvesting DNA and resources, and you can go down to the planet. And like the video of the guy that I was watching of, I think it was the director for the game.
Okay.
Like you go down and like you don't know what it was, but something started killing the shit out of his whole team, and he had to run. And it's like okay, so there's some excitement, there's some stuff happening. It's not just on a ship, and it just looks fun. You got tractor beams. That sold me right there when I heard tractor beams.
Okay.
I've been watching a lot of Deep Space Nine lately, so tractor beams is just like, oh yeah, fucking A.
Oh, tractor. Oh, okay.
Yeah, not tractor.
Not a John Deere fan, but
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You more of a Husqvarna kind of guy?
Different kind of tractor.
Different kind of tractor.
Yeah, I like that Farm Simulator 2017.
19. Ooh. The new one's 19. They got Farm Simulator 19.
Oh, I haven't played the last 2 years.
Damn, Randy.
Damn, you're behind on your Farm Simulator.
Well, I don't play Madden every year. Jesus.
No?
No. I think the last one I owned was like 2014, 2013.
Damn.
I don't know. Anyway.
I'm just saying, did you actually own it, or did you just borrow it from somebody?
Dude, I own it.
Okay.
Fucking come at me, dude.
I'm just curious. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that borrow, like they never actually buy it. They just borrow it from their buddy after they're done with it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I own it. It's a digital copy, bitch.
Okay.
Nice.
That's right.
Damn.
That's right.
I don't know.
You can download it now and play it.
But you been? You getting any stick time? Got any stick time?
I've done a few. Of the story missions in Battlefield 5. I think there's like 1 or 2 left to do. Yeah, and then I can't play that one when the kid's awake because he sees just people getting shot and blown away, and it's like not good, right?
Yeah. He's at that age where you can't really let him see that stuff anymore.
I dove back into. I realized I got Race the Sun on Xbox. I had it on. I think it was free on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
And I bought it on PlayStation. It's it's like a I don't know $10
like an indie
DL,
style.
like you just download.
Yeah, it's
the
like an indie game. Yeah,
and you're like a glider racing the sun. Anyway, it's fun. It's exciting. It's it keeps his attention for I don't know half an hour at a time, and we get to play. So yeah,
and it's kind of a puzzly kind of racer type thing, right?
Puzzle
like obstacle course, I guess.
It's like an obstacle course. You're just flying through an obstacle course, and you have to don't stop for any reason. Basically, and you find little like you can get speed boosts and jump boosts and
that's right.
Like bigger batteries. You have a battery like if you're not in the direct sunlight, you start running on your battery, and there's like I don't know, dude. There's like pillars and shapes and mountains to avoid.
Sure.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. There's a lot of like I've got to go back and set all my old records from the PlayStation version.
Yeah.
I don't have them on the Xbox version, so yeah,
Yeah,
Get to go back and replay
it's
those.
a whole new world.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
To reset new high records.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
At least you get the
Yeah.
controller that you favor, so that's better, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how precise it needs to be.
I don't know. I don't know. I only have I have the one that I really use.
Did we ever mention the fact that like you can use a mouse and keyboard now on Xbox?
I think
That's
we
a
brought it
thing.
up a
That's a
few
thing.
months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that weird? You can
It's
do that?
official though.
That's
Yeah, it's official.
I
Yeah.
have not even tried.
Well, I haven't either. I
But
don't
you
know.
have to buy-
It's not compatible with like every mouse and keyboard. Either,
Yeah.
I don't think. But,
I
like,
think I'm guessing like any Microsoft brand mouse and keyboard
Yeah.
will probably work.
I would assume.
I mean-
but you know what? Assuming does.
I guess I have that Titan adapter, and you can plug any wireless anything into it, controller, keyboard, mouse,
Yeah.
and you can run it in and off of any. If your console has a USB
Yeah.
socket, you can set it up to run.
Well, you had that.
Yeah.
You got that because you're not a big fan of the PlayStation controller.
I was playing my games on PlayStation 4 with the 360 controller. Yeah.
Did it ever like? I
Oh,
know that
right,
you
right.
used to have issue with that where it would just stop working after about like a half an hour. Did I ever get corrected?
Yeah, I think you.
We went that stuff that we did, and
we had. I believe we installed different drivers onto the adapter itself.
Okay.
It's just like a little USB. It looks like a thumb drive.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and what it does is it takes a USB slot on your console, and it has a USB slot on the back that you can plug any
USB
into.
device.
Yeah.
So you were plugging the wireless
the
blaster.
PC, the little PC adapter
Yeah.
for your 360
Yeah.
controller. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have something related to that. I can let you guys know that I learned the other day is that there's this company called 8-Bit Do or 8-Bit Dough. I don't know however you want to say.
Oh, okay.
They make peripherals for gaming, just in general. Like they make like USB, controllers and like wireless controllers that you can use for stuff, whatever. I don't know. They
Okay.
just make peripherals, right? So I don't know if you guys know or not, but like there's the Nintendo Classic and then the SNES Classic.
Yeah.
So PlayStation, Sony's answer was that we'll put out a PlayStation Classic, right? So they put this PlayStation Classic out. It's got these games. A lot of people don't really agree on that whole sort of roster of games that they have on there.
Sure,
That was
yeah,
one
yeah.
issue, but they launched it anyway. And surprise, surprise, it's been like dramatically unsuccessful. It's been like very bad sales.
Yeah.
to the point where they were like lowering prices like within like 2 weeks of launch.
Wow.
To
really?
like get rid of these things. Yeah, and so like
You mean it didn't sell out like the
no, it didn't
Nintendo?
sell
Well-
out. So they the demand wasn't there the same. So anyway, what happened is people started buying them, these things and tinkering with them and stuff because just as people do, they want to hack the shit and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So they found a way to hack it, and then what they could do is that they could go in and like take these USB sticks or like cards or whatever, put ROMs on them that they download from wherever their source is, and they would take the ROMs, put them on there, and then they would run these. They could run any game on there that they wanted. Basically, it turned into a sort
Oh,
of
that's cool.
a computer versus like this PlayStation
Just a little emulator box.
emulator.
at that
Yeah,
point.
and so what 8-Bit Do or 8-Bit Dough, however you want to say it, what they did, they came out with a device. It's $20. And what you can do, so there was a bunch of steps that you had to go through to like hack the thing if you bought it, to hack it so you could play any game.
Yeah.
They made this little USB device. You plug it in there, it hacks it for you, and it also it receives a wireless controller.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's like a 2-for-1 sort of deal. It's $20. So if you buy the PlayStation Classic, plug it into your TV, and it's HD output, I believe.
Yeah.
Take this little device. It's $20 additional because it's from a different product.
Yeah.
Plug it in there. It'll hack it, and it'll also receive a wireless controller. And so you can play whatever games you want on there, or like, check the scan lines or whatever you do. Like there's different emulator settings and stuff in there. You can, whatever. But I saw like some dude playing like Final Fantasy VII on there, which I think comes with it. But he was playing it like with like the scan lines turned on and off, and like you can toggle all these things that you don't normally get in the settings.
Yeah.
And then there's also like a run CD option, which is like if you click it, it'll just open up like a folder that you can use, to put like a USB or like card in there and like put whatever games on there, and you can play whatever you want. So kind of neat.
Right on.
Yeah. What do you got there? Is that the?
It's the website. It actually lets you use pretty much almost any Bluetooth based controller.
There you go.
PS4, Xbox One S, PS3.
There you go.
The Wiimotes, the Wii U Pro, Joy-Cons, or any of. They also make controllers, like little Bluetooth controllers that are in the style of a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, the Super Nintendo Famicom, like the Japanese versions, some what looks to be like, I think like stuff from the GameCube, PlayStation style. I mean, like all kinds of stuff. They've got some that are like a PlayStation kind of crossed with a Nintendo, Super Nintendo controller here.
Okay.
They've got all kinds of these are all just little Bluetooth controllers. I'm guessing you could probably use these A with your smartphone and B obviously with their device.
Right.
And then probably like anything that can pick up a normal Bluetooth signal, so your PC or that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So the deal is I believe the PlayStation Classic is like on sale for like $60, I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that price, but I think it's somewhere. But I think it's about $60. So if you tack on the additional $20 for this device, you're out $80. But here's the good news: you have an HD original PlayStation Classic that outputs to your HD TV. That you can use a wireless controller with. That you can play any PlayStation game on. As far I don't know about any, but like.
Most.
I would think that anything that was
with a compatible ROM.
That's cool.
It would play that. You know what I mean? And not only that, but it also comes with the whole roster of games that it comes with when you buy it, right? Yeah. So you have all those games right from the beginning.
Do they save?
Kind of
save
states? I don't
like save games.
I think there are save states that you use on the actual PlayStation.
On our Raspberry Pi, we can play.
And you can save them.
And you can go into Final Lap Twin on the TurboGrafx. And I can start a game and get a few races into it, get a few
then
parts,
save it wherever you want.
And then well, no, I don't think it's saved it. Like I didn't write the code down because it's 9 or it's like
you can save the state of where you're at exactly on that. You don't have to write down a code. You
Maybe
can.
it's still there then because I couldn't get back to it. And I was
you have to save it first, so it doesn't auto save or anything. Like you have to go in and save it, but there are save states available.
So like the SNES Classic, that I brought over that actually has save states, and you have to tell it to put it in one of the slots. But it's got like 4 slots for, I think it's for each game or something like that.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And so it gives you 4 save spots basically. But it's what Randy's saying is that they're save states, not just save spots. So what it does is it basically takes a snapshot of where the game is.
Yeah, what you've done.
And exactly where it is, like you didn't even turn it off.
Nice.
That's cool.
So that's what that's doing. That's what a save state generally is referring to.
Okay.
With ROMs, you're able to do that because you've got a system that not just emulates the actual gaming system, so your PlayStation or your Nintendo or your Super Nintendo, but it has multiple other functions that it can do. One of those is taking those snapshots of where you are and making a save file that's different than the standard save files.
Okay.
So,
that was always one of the drawbacks of the older games.
Yeah.
Even if you get the passcode, it's not how your game was. It's
sometimes
you're that level. That's all you get.
Certain games were like that. If where the passcode that you put in, it gave it to you close, but not exactly. I think the early Mega Man was like that. Like Mega Man 1.
So,
Had,
I think so.
I know most of them had passcode.
Yeah.
But I think later on they got more complex because they were longer digits.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't.
But I think I
couldn't
want to
recall.
say like Mega Man 1, like you could get 80 lives. And then if you put you put your code in, you didn't always get the 80 lives back.
Yeah.
It was just
You know.
the X amount of levels you'd beaten.
You'd
it
completed, you'd gotten so many containers or whatever to make your life bigger,
Yeah.
but you didn't necessarily have everything.
Those terrible continues and fucking passcodes of the fucking 80s, man.
Well, that's how they had to do it back
Worst
then.
was
No,
like,
no,
write
I
it
know,
down,
I'm just
and then you
saying.
come back to plug it in, and it's like a
It-
8-line code, and
You fuck something up.
somewhere I fuck something up, and it'd be like, not usable. And you're like, what the fuck?
You're trying all kinds of stuff. And
Taking your old code out of the garbage, like, fuck, man. Yeah.
See, what's nice is now you just go on. All you got to do is go online now, and everybody's posted
Yeah.
every single fucking
Code.
passcode to every single level.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna skip to the end. I beat the end guy. Cool, thanks. I'm
Yeah.
done.
So what I used to do, speaking of ROMs in general, I had an NES emulator and some ROMs, specifically Final Fantasy 3, 6, whatever you want to call it. Depends on if you're talking U.S. version,
Regional or
regional,
international.
yeah, U.S. or Japanese version.
Yeah.
I know I've mentioned it many a time. That's one of my favorite games.
Never once have you said
Yeah,
that.
never
before.
once.
Never once.
But a lot of the emulators have a Game Genie built into them.
Okay.
So you can, like, if you can go online, like you were saying about those codes, you can actually go online and find Game Genie codes.
Yeah.
So, like, you can find massive amounts of codes. So it'll be like, use this 6 or this 12 characters, and then these last 4 characters, there's a whole list, and you can swap in these items. So you can start your character with, like, all the best items in the game, or what if you wanted to. So,
Yeah. Fuck
I mean,
yeah.
crazy stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I mean that was, and it still is. I mean I have a couple. I think I got NES and Super NES. Those things are nice. Every once in a while you just pop them in and you're like, yeah, I just want to have some fun. I'm not trying to like play this for a challenge.
Yeah.
Like just give me fucking Eternal Life. I just want to run through it. Or
I think some of those games are harder than the games are today.
So,
To be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Like
well,
Contra
I mean,
without the Konami
without
code.
Konami code.
pretty
no.
hard. Mega Man.
Yeah.
Pretty hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those games though you have to take in like it's not that it was necessarily programmed properly to be hard.
Yeah.
It was just like the actual limitations of the game itself.
There is that.
Made it hard.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes-
yeah, some of them they're funner because you're just
Yeah.
some of them are just funner because it's that simple, it's that easy, but
Yeah.
yet it is still challenging, and that makes it funner. You're not trying to rack your brain.
Yeah. There's not a lot to consider. It's just either you're doing it or you're not. That's why I really liked Cuphead, playing it over the last, it's been a while,
years.
but like when it came out, it was like it's simple. There's like fucking 5 things to do.
Jump, shoot, run.
Move left, right, duck or jump. You know what I mean? Like it's simple stuff. It's not hard. But you have to use that to win, and it's like that's all you get. You don't get. There's no luxury here. You know what I mean? Like there's supers every once in a while, but they do not afford you a lot of leeway. You know what I mean? Like you're only using them every once in a while. So some of that stuff was fun, like especially like the shoot 'em up levels that like they originally weren't even going to launch the game with that, but that reminded me a lot more of like Mega Man than anything, and like some of those like sort of
You deeming like the boss only levels?
platforming game, like there's the boss only levels, and that's fun and all, and like that's what the game was like originally like sort of designed around. But there's the games that, or there's the levels that are the platforming levels, where it's like you go through some pretty hard platforming shit that they put you through, and then at the end there's like a boss and you kill the boss. But it's not as hard as the original. Like it's not as hard as like a normal boss, but it's like a level boss, But it reminded me a lot of like Mega Man in those aspects, where it's like Mega Man, that's how it was. Like you go through your platforming up and down, whatever, you go through this whole level. You get there, and it's like fucking Windman. You gotta, but throughout the whole level, there's like little tornadoes coming at you, and you gotta be careful. Like the wind's blowing at you, and like there's certain things that are like themed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a lot like that in some instances. So games like that are hard, man. Like they were, you know what I mean? When you're talking about SNES and you're talking about NES, those games were pretty fucking tough back in the day. I think we forget a little bit too, because it's like now we're sensitized to a different sort of market. You know what I mean? Like the games are different now than they were before.
Well, the platformer is almost non-existent in like a console type game. I mean,
they're not out there. They're not heavy. They're usually like indie.
Yeah, once 3D
level
became
sort
of a thing.
There's a handful.
There's more of a resurgence, I think, now.
Cuphead is one of those.
I shouldn't say indie, but like they're just smaller, less expensive.
Yeah,
you know, they're not
sometimes,
as
like Cuphead. Like we were talking.
Cuphead is an exception. Yeah, that's one of the.
But I think in general, like outside of like, I think a good one that you guys were talking about too, kind of in that same vein, Super Meat Boy. I mean, that's another platformer. It's simple, but it's challenging.
That is difficult.
That one's more of a puzzle platformer, and all you have to do for that one is jump.
Just run and jump.
Like, that's all you really need.
But that one is extremely difficult.
Or there's
I still haven't beaten it.
It's that extremely hard but easy.
Yeah,
you're not. It's not complicated. You just have to get the timing down and what you have to do and how, when, where.
Explosion Man.
You know,
Explosion Man, Miss Explosion Man.
Yeah.
They were good.
Those kind of games are like there's one button. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying is that like I think those simplistic games appeal. Like I like them, but other people fucking hate them. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't understand. Like I understand why you don't like it because it's hard, right? I get that.
It's too simple.
But for me, it's like I like those games because it is simple, but and it's hard at the same time. But it's like
the challenging part
just
is
because you don't know how to jump right. You know what I mean? Like just because you don't know how to jump right, you're going to get mad, right? And like say the game sucks. Well, it doesn't. It's actually a really good and clever design. You're just really bad at it. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
Either keep playing and practicing and get better, or
get good, or go home.
Go home.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I like those games that are like that. Like they are hard and they are frustrating and like. Yeah, Super Meat Boy is a good. That's a good example
simple, hard
of like
game.
one that is like simple and hard and like you can be different characters and stuff. I get that you can like float and stuff like that. Like okay, there's some things that can give you an advantage, whatever. But it's hard. Like the level design is made that way intentionally to frustrate you and to be challenging. And like those games, like I think those games, even though they're shorter because they're leveled usually. There's more replayability because it's like they'll time you on stuff and like you're wanting to get like the 3-star or the A grade. Right? Like there's
you want to do better than you did last time.
So it's not about the amount of content. It's
did you get all the jewels, all the diamonds?
Right. Or did you did you get all the stars or whatever?
There's 3 switches on that level. Yeah.
Kind of like a Mario game. Like I don't think those games are hard by any means, but like they do offer the person that wants to go back and like have a certain level of replayability that opportunity because they do have that type of stuff in there, those mechanics where it's like collect them all, you know, which is like why Pokemon's so big to begin with anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like people want to like I think that's it. I think that's really part of it is like the collection aspect of it really does
the completionism.
People. Yeah, exactly. So but like those difficult games that are like that, that's how they scale their difficulty. You know what I mean? When they're not a big game, they're like a shorter game, but they give you an opportunity to go back and get, you know, like A+ grades or like, you know, whatever, 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever you want to call it. Like that's how they sort of work that. And, you know,
earn your little things.
Yeah.
Those were fun.
Easy, simple, like Angry Birds.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I had my daughter. I think she was, I don't know how old she was, 12 or 13, and she got hooked on Crash Bandicoot. You can beat the level and open up the next level, but then you realize like at the
you got to get
whatever
the 3-star
screen. There's like each one has like 3 or 4 gems or stones.
You got to go back and get them all.
One of each. You have to go back and get them all. And it's like
so you can beat the game.
And
that's
but
fine.
You haven't beat it
yet.
Yeah. Well, it's like Mario 64 too. You could go and beat the game without getting all the stars.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And every level had
you could defeat Bowser, and you could be like, "Oh, I did it!" Yes.
Yeah,
right.
And every level had,
but did you really
2 to 3, 4 stars depending on the level?
I still have right on that N64 right now. The save file is still there. 120 stars.
That's pretty.
Was that the max 120?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember if it was 120, 150. It's been a while. So
120 on
120. Okay.
But that's how they get you, right? It's like you beat it, and then they make it a sort of glaring sort of thing at the end where they like. Okay, you won with this many lives, this many points, and this many overall total stars.
Yeah, it's like blank out of.
Yeah,
and you're like,
wait, that number's not right.
More. What the fuck?
And then Xbox. This is where Xbox gets genius. there's an achievement for all
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
So now there's even more of a draw for you to have that replayability.
Yeah.
So like I've beat Red Dead Redemption 2. Of course,
Uh-huh.
a lot of people have, right?
But you're
have
still
you
playing
have
it.
you gotten gold stars on like 95%
Yeah.
of the missions or what? Like no.
Yeah.
Of course not. I have it on like
Yeah.
1% of the missions, if even that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's how they get you. Like, okay, so there's some replayability there, but it's not because of the design of the game. It's because someone put a clever achievement in there.
Yeah.
That's like, well,
Yeah.
we can squeeze a little bit more out of the toothpaste tube.
Yeah.
If we just put this in there.
Yeah, Call of
You know
Duty
what I mean?
4. Call of
Then-
Duty 4
Yeah.
had an arcade mode, and you were under the clock to beat your missions. And
Okay.
like just the ticking clock in the corner of the screen added a completely new level of, oh, fuck, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't stop, wait, kind of peek around the corner anymore.
Yeah.
You had to run and gun,
Well, at
kind
this
of.
point, you've been through it like 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
to get all of the pieces of whatever you're
Yeah.
supposed to collect, and now
Right.
now you got to like, oh, I know where I'm going. I know where they're at. I have to.
Yeah.
You just mash
Now I
and
have to do
run
it.
and aim. Yeah.
Now I have to do it
It's-
perfect to
yeah,
beat
yeah.
the time. Yeah.
And you see that I think that's an effective use of like programming achievements.
that's-
because it's like
Yeah.
that's achievements done right. Because
Like,
like
here's look
that
how fast
is-
this guy did it.
Yeah, that
Well, shit, I think I could beat
not
that.
only that, but
Yeah.
it's like it keeps you in the game. It keeps you playing.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I you're going to get your whatever your AAA title $60. Like I'm going to come back and get all those done. I'm going to get those achievements. I want to come back and get those achievements. I want to get 100% on this game or whatever. And if it's a good enough game, you'll do it. I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it on a couple
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Oh, yeah.
I like this.
Yeah,
like,
I
I'm
think
gonna
there's
go
only
back-
like 3 or 4 games I've actually like
100%.
or 1,000. I got the 1,000 achievement
Points.
until.
But that's a good carrot on a stick, dude.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah,
achievements,
totally.
Forced
No.
forced replayability.
trophies. I think they're called on PlayStation.
Yeah, trophies.
Yeah.
Same
trophies.
difference.
Even some
Achievements.
PC like Steam.
Steam. Almost
stuff
every
like
game
that?
on Steam has achievements now.
Yeah, that's I think Microsoft was pretty smart in doing that.
Yeah.
They started applying profile scores and
Yeah.
points.
Yeah,
so
points.
like
Right.
my profile now has a score of whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
and that's
it's based off your achievement
Yep.
points. Yeah. WoW does that. Warcraft. Most Blizzard games actually
Yeah.
have that now. But like, and it's like we were just talking about, like some of those games, like even Super Meat Boy, it's simple but hard. Like WoW will do their achievements. Say it's a raid achievement. So on this boss, we have to do this to get this achievement.
Yeah.
So this boss has two bosses technically with different health, non-shared health pools. So you have an achievement for killing them within 1 second of each other or something like that. Just not easy because certain mechanics or whatever. So there's things about it to like they will do to make you want to come back even if you've beat this boss 5, 6, 7 times. Oh, we have to do it this way. We have to do it with nobody getting hit with these bombs or picking up this bomb and putting it in this specific hole type thing, in order to unlock this thing and make it go hard mode or whatever, like
They give you fun
I like the fun
hoops
ones
to
yeah.
jump through.
I think,
Yeah.
I think most of the Forzas have that. They have a finish a race backwards. Across,
Yeah.
like going backwards across the finish line in
okay.
first place, and it's like that can be hard to do.
Yeah.
yeah, because you've generally you've got to like basically just try to skid through it,
yeah. You gotta just
or
do a
you have to be
360 there at the
so
end.
hard, so much
Yeah.
further ahead of everybody that you have time to stop, turn around, and back up.
Oh,
which
yeah.
it's going to be impossible. But those are your 2 ways to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's probably the easiest way to do it is just tell your buddies in the middle of the race, "Hey,
Hey,
stop!
block
let me win
everybody
back,
off."
let me forget you."
But then
Let me
it's
win
not as
backwards.
it's not as fun that way.
I like the way that Destiny 2 did a thing where it's like they didn't tell you what the achievement was. There was no description of what to do.
Yeah, a lot of them are secret.
Yeah, it was
You
like a
gotta figure
secret
out-
way to make it heroic mode. I thought that was cool because it was different. Everybody figured it out instantly, but it was
Yeah.
like it was still cool because like there was no one had any sort of idea going into it, like exactly what needed to be done. It was just like, well, figure it out. You'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
Or
Yeah,
it's
you remember, like, why is everybody attacking that thing?
Yeah, like, why are they shooting-
Oh,
I see. And then
Yeah.
they blow it up, and it's like, oh, now it's hard mode.
We got
Oh,
big
okay,
loot.
see.
I get it.
Yeah, and it's one of those games where it's like just the visual cue of like seeing other people doing like this weird behavior. You're like, what the hell's going on? Like,
Why are they
Yeah.
shooting this
Yeah.
column?
Nobody's going to invest the time and
Yeah, but it's like
energy
then
of
you
doing
see
that.
what happens, and you're like, oh, I see what they were doing, and like those sort of cues you just pick up on and go. Like that's a cool implementation
discovered a
of
switch.
of
Yeah.
that sort of mechanic is like how to make something hard mode by doing some weird ass thing
Yeah.
like that no one would think of, and just like making it a secret, like a total secret. And like
Yeah.
I just liked how they did that. I thought that was cool. Destiny 2 had its problems. I guess it's better now. I don't know. I kind of stopped playing. For
I
a
haven't
while.
played that.
I haven't
played it
in a while either.
Many
But
moons, yeah.
I hear it's like
I heard the
peak.
new
Goodness, but-
expansion or DLC, whatever you want to call it, for Destiny 2
Yeah.
has improved the game quite a bit as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
That actually kind of brings up something I was kind of wanted to talk about that we haven't. I don't believe it's happened between the last episode and this episode. Don't know if you guys heard.
What? What is it, Tony?
So
Tell us the news.
Activision and Bungie have actually split ways.
Oh yeah.
So
Did we talk about this? We weren't recording, I don't think.
No,
Did we talk
yeah,
about this?
I don't. This happened, I think, between our last episode and this
didn't come up.
episode.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
they've agreed to
Good for
terminate their
Bungie.
10-year agreement or like publishing agreement early. A lot of people are speculating that Activision kind of was proactive on that because they were not happy with the Destiny 2 sales and the Destiny 2 retained player base and the Eververse sales and stuff like that. But Bungie gets to retain the Destiny, not just the game, but the franchise as a whole.
Well, I like that
So-
Bungie keeps trying to, they will sever their own limb to be able to maintain their individuality.
Yeah.
Example would be
Halo. Yeah.
They cut Halo off to step away from
Yeah.
Microsoft.
But in this case, they actually get
get
to
it.
keep the property that they've
that's
been working
really
on.
cool
So
for them. I hope they can make it whatever they
yeah,
want to make it.
and so one of the things that we've seen, Randy and I have talked about this quite a few times. We saw, yearly minimum once a year. You need to have a patch out, like a new large content for Destiny and then Destiny 2.
Yeah, you gotta have
You know,
something.
to generate, basically those revenue streams of getting new money in.
Yeah.
We may not see that anymore. We may not even see a Destiny 3 at this
like a
point.
release cadence. Like they were,
Yeah.
there was like a red day on a calendar.
Yeah, Activision
and it was like
squeezes-
you got to have this shit done by it needs
Yeah.
to be done by this day.
Yeah.
And that was the what do you want to call it? I don't know, the Activision overlords, like
Yeah.
sort of mandating like
The
this
that
is
publisher.
the day, pounding the fucking desk or whatever, like gotta have it done.
Ready or not, it's got to be
Yeah,
out.
and so that's
That's
maybe
how they choke to death. They'll choke. They could have gone the way of Infinity Ward that way, but they didn't.
yeah. I mean, you
The problem, well, I think the issue with Infinity Ward is Infinity Ward was actually owned by them. Bungie was not owned by them.
Okay.
So Bungie, they just went into a publishing agreement.
right.
So they said,
Okay.
they
Right.
went to Bungie they went to Activision, or Activision approached them. I don't know which direction this started.
Yeah.
Said we'd like to publish for you, or we'd like you to publish for us. This game in order
share
to
the pie.
Yeah.
in order to get this game out there. You have the publishing resources that we don't have because our previous publisher was Microsoft, which had a baked in base because it was literally a console and everything was on that. Well, now they're like, well, we can put it on whatever console we want. I think Activision is also part of the reason why there was the difference between a PlayStation and a Xbox.
Yeah.
Because Activision probably got a little bit of money or something for doing that. Because didn't the same thing go on with some of the Call of Duties where you got like maps early on PlayStation?
You got some awesome skins and
Yeah.
maybe a weapon or two or some sort of a draw ability.
Yeah.
If you pre-ordered through.
If you got it on
one console or the other,
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
okay.
Yeah, they and once in a while they would switch favors.
Okay.
Be it PlayStation or Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that's good. Now the other thing, flip of that is people are going, well, how come Blizzard can't do this now? The issue there is a little different though, because literally Activision and Blizzard are two companies. They're separate, but there's a parent company literally called Activision Blizzard, which doesn't make it confusing at all by any means. No, not at all.
Really?
Yeah, so the parent company is actually Activision Blizzard.
Okay,
That's why like there's a lot of people who are speculating that they might fans want Blizzard to
separate.
sever ties with Activision, go on their own way. I think it's a lot harder.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it is a lot harder. I remember when, like back in the day, like Guy Fieri and Smash Mouth, they wanted to sever ties with like, oh, well, this lead singer is
Guy
not
Fieri
Guy
wanted to
Fieri.
go solo.
And Guy Fieri was like, clearly, I'm the lead singer, and also grocery games, bitch. Let's go. And like that was the end of Smash. That's why you don't hear Smash
And
Mouth
the one where
coming out with new shit
he does
anymore.
one where he drives the Camaro to like different to
Flavor
like,
Town.
like drive-in.
He drives it to Flavor Town.
Diners,
stuff.
dives, and drive-ins,
Yeah,
or
that's
something
the
like
one.
that.
Yeah.
Well, they call it the Triple D.
Triple D.
Triple
Yeah.
D.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but it's not that's not a big deal. I mean, it's like well, he's just it's wherever he goes is Flavor Town, dude. It could be like Portland, Oregon, or like what Portland, Maine. Doesn't matter. It's just Flavor Town when Smash Mouth's in town. You know what I mean?
Flavor Town.
Flavors
Town.
everywhere, bro.
It's good stuff. Okay.
Wiggity wham wham motherfucking waffle with 2 fingers and 5 fucking hams.
Woo!
Wham, wham, wazzle.
What's a wham bam?
Hey, dudes.
Wiggity wham wham waffle.
Let me rewind that. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna stop you right here.
Notability FAT.
This is the
Rewind
best.
the
That's
tape.
the best like intro sort of wiggity wham wham.
Wiggity wham wham
Wiggity wham
waffle.
wham
with 2
wazzle.
fingers and 5 hams slammed.
That's,
5 hams deep.
That's
5 ham deep.
That's Slurms
Slurms
McKenzie, bro.
McKenzie.
That's the original party
Fucking
slug.
air.
But that's a pretty good intro.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. Like sort of, especially with that when you throw them hams in there,
Dude.
Yeah.
that makes it almost like a. I mean, we're looking at Smash Mouth lyrics at that point.
Fucking
We're
shit.
getting close. Getting close. Taking it to Flavor Town at that point.
So yes, so if you haven't heard by now, Randy loves supermarket sweeps.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. We were
5
talking
hams
about
deep.
like what have you been watching? And Randy said he's been watching supermarket sweeps.
Yeah. Well, I have.
He's got it DVR'd
Years ago.
And
no,
Smash-
dude,
Smash Mouth grocery
dude, those are
games
still
or something.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching the fucking original supermarket sweeps. That
Yeah.
shit was hilarious, dude. But yeah, after like a year or two, it was like everybody knows
they
the
all do.
answers.
Yeah, they know
Everybody
where-
knows what to
They
do.
know where to go.
Yeah.
They know
You
to go
know,
for
like
them hams.
it kind of stopped.
They know to go for them hams. It's like going for the jugular when you're in a fight. They go for the hams.
Yeah.
They go right at them. Hard. Go full bore ham. Like literally.
Go full bore ham.
Literally.
All right.
Full fucking salt cured
Going ham on the
motherfucking
hams.
ham up in this
Yeah.
Cart.
You go full. Like, that's some Black Forest shit. It's good.
5 of them.
Some black. Oh,
Going ham
Some
on the
Black
hams.
Forest
Forest
shit.
shit right there,
What
son.
they do.
Some fucking salt.
Look,
honey,
I don't know what
salt
like,
and honey
flavor. Is
cured.
Black Forest
fucking,
like a flavor?
It's a
It's a style.
It's a region.
It's a style?
Both.
It's a style of
it's
ham,
a reference
though.
to a region of Germany where
Yes.
wild boars grow in
Black
the
Forest?
The Black
Black
Forest.
Forest.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
But
That sounds like a.
having actually worked in a
Creepy
deli,
ass place.
it's a type of. It's just a
Black
style
type
of ham.
Yeah.
It's a style like honey cured or honey smoked or
So
yeah.
so
Virginia.
Well, hold
Is it
on,
not
hold
supposed
on.
to be wild
Yeah.
ham?
No, if you so you
that's
have
a taste.
delicatessen experience.
yes.
Yes, he is a deli
That's
man.
pretty
He's
fucked
a
up.
big deli man.
What exactly is like black boar style? Like,
Black
or
boar-
black
Black
forest.
forest.
Excuse me,
Black
boar.
forest.
Black
Um,
forest. Black boar just
Do tell.
It
'Cause I
comes
know,
off
like,
the
honey
tongue as
cured
well,
and
but
honey,
yeah.
The honey
ham.
cured
what
or
is-
honey smoked, like that's
what
a sweet
is-
ham.
okay.
Like your Virginia hams tend to be real salty, at least from what I've seen.
Okay, hold on,
everything in
hold on,
Virginia
hold
is
on.
salty.
That's
Well.
racist.
What makes a black forest ham?
I don't honestly
Black
know.
It's,
Okay.
It is supposed to have been raised
look this
in
up.
the region
Is
of
it?
the Black
I
Forest.
guarantee
Yes.
you, no ham you buy
Yeah.
in the United States that says it's
Yeah.
Black Forest
He'll
It's-
Shire
is actual
Farm.
Black Forest ham.
Oh,
Yeah,
probably not. It's
Hillshire
probably just
Farm
seasoned
lacks
like
that.
they do.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Which I
it's
bel-
probably
I
a.
think they're just
I
smoked.
think that's what you mean when you say by the style of it.
Yes.
It's like the
Yeah.
seasoning is
That's,
the same.
that's
Okay.
how
It's
they
the-
say they're a Black Forest style
Yeah.
ham versus a Black Forest ham.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, if anybody knows the answer to this, like I lagged out on Twitter.
Yes,
Holler
please.
At
Let me
attention
know.
to Tony.
Attention.
I mean,
Tony.
any of us really just at I lagged out. Let me know.
No, the
Like, I
ham
don't
questions.
know.
Direct all your ham questions
Yeah,
to
we
Tony.
all have a beat on that Twitter.
just to avoid confusion.
Your ham related.
Anything ham related can go to Tony
Yeah.
at I like out on
It's
Twitter.
smashmouth.flavortown. It's one of them.
I got to
one of
admit,
them
I'm going to
records.
just throw it out there. I don't think that Guy Fieri and the lead singer of Smash Mouth are the same guys. I think they might be two separate people, bro. I don't know.
No, they're sitting across
just a
from you
thought.
right here. He's right here.
Just occurred.
The bottom line is here's the bottom line. The spirit of what I'm trying to say is that if either one of them were a contestant in Supermarket Sweep, they would both fucking hit up that ham aisle first. Stack them up five tall.
Yeah.
Or maybe even higher if you're the lead singer.
I mean, really,
it all depends on your cart control.
yes.
Yeah. No. Look. Okay, it's a joke.
Now-
But, like the lead singer of Smash Mouth and the mayor of Flavortown are two different people. All right. Like I know that. All right. I'm just saying that like they. I don't know. Are they though? Maybe Google it.
Maybe
People
Guy
that are
Fieri's
listening-
been knocked off.
Google that. Let us know. At I lagged out.
You tell me. That's a little factoid. Learn something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
You should Google who's
Seem
the mayor of
They
Flavortown.
seem awfully close.
Okay, Google.
All right,
Who is the mayor of?
dear Google, ask Abby. Wait, what?
Dear Abby.
Dear Abby.
Well, okay, all right.
Oh
Let's,
shit.
You know what,
Okay, so we're gonna
move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
We've gotten off a little bit here.
Ben's gonna Google.
Sorry about that.
You good?
Dude, you don't get too far off as long as the discussion still is about ham.
Oh, okay.
So we're still somewhat on the point. So yeah, video games, great shit's happening. What you got? Did you find something?
His name is Steve. Steve Fieri. This Guy Fieri's twin brother. No, Steve Harwell. I feel like that came up. I don't know. Anyway.
I'm sure.
Wait, Steve Harwell's the mayor of Flavortown?
Yes, yes, indeed.
Holy shit!
He also runs a show about diners, drive-ins, and dimes, and grocery games. Or
And
some shit.
is the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
Christ almighty. Well, there you go, folks. That's the answer to that whole
Guy
riddle.
Fieri's name is really Steve Harwell.
Co-founder of Garlic Gyms. I don't know where the fuck that is.
Dude, Garlic Gems is dope.
They must do garlic.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that that's the case.
Yeah. So moving away from ham and garlic and the mayor of
Smash Mouth.
Flavortown and Smash Mouth, although we will still leave the floor open to Smash Mouth lyrics,
Okay.
if appropriate.
Absolutely.
What else has been going on in your guys' world? What are you watching, reading? What are you doing? Riding, shooting, blowing up, whatever did you do?
Reading, I've gone back to the Game of Thrones series.
Oh.
Kind of read a few. Really turns into like maybe 4 pages a night
Okay.
when I'm looking to go to bed. You know, so like I'll
We're talking like legit book.
the books. Yeah,
Okay.
books.
Okay.
There's multiples.
No, yeah, sorry. I didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm still on book 1, and it's been probably a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Again, it's like I read like maybe 4 pages a night, just because unless it's a night where I really can't sleep or something. But it's good.
Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like it was a toss up between reread it or rewatch it, and I was like, I could do either.
Mm-hmm.
Let me reread it. It's been a while since I've read
why
them.
not?
so
I feel like you made the wrong decision, but that's okay.
Are there more floppy wieners in the book than there are the show?
No, there's a lot more fucking just general characters in the books than the show.
Okay.
But you run into that in any novel turned into a show, movie, anything. You know,
More people.
yeah.
I think it's a numbers game though too.
You get cut. Yeah, people get cut. People get combined. People get, just completely left by the wayside.
Okay.
You know,
floppy
so.
wiener wise. I do feel like it's a numbers game, like it always
well.
is. So it's like
I think there's a higher
Does
percentage.
he actually
Yeah.
write floppy wiener?
No, he does
Well,
not.
they're gonna write that. It's just gonna be like the
He uses
mayor
the
of
term
Wienertown.
windsock.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
No.
a good one.
Actually, he doesn't.
Well, it's flopping out there. The wind's kicking up a little bit. You can see it.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Doing one
Hey,
of
what
these.
are you going to do?
Yeah.
I had to make a windsock in home ec one time.
No
I
way.
had home ec. Remember when home economics was a class?
That
Yeah.
was never offered to me. I went to a
It was
inner city.
It got
vocational
offered
school.
to us.
It was not an offered class
in
at my
junior
school
high
either.
school.
Home ec. Really?
Yeah, dude, in like junior high. Yeah, I learned how to make I made a windsock. Not out of like dicks or anything, but like I made one.
Now, where did you
Okay.
go? Where,
You
Thank
mean it
God.
wasn't made out of dicks?
No, it wasn't
Multiple
like a dick.
dicks?
It wasn't a dick sock.
That's fucking weird.
Well, you're
That's
looking
the
at me like,
advanced
where are you going with
class.
this? Like,
He
I'm
took
just
the
trying to address-
introduction.
You're looking at me like, are you going to the dick route? And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I assumed. I don't know.
No, what?
That's
You know what
we-
assuming does,
Bro, I
We
never said
started
home ec. I don't
there.
know.
now,
I made it with a sewing machine, dog. It was fabric,
Right on.
Where did you?
Yeah.
Where were you? that you took home ec?
Was it like was it like a tube sock or like an ankle high? I don't know.
No, it was like this was like I don't know.
I don't know
like,
what the fuck a windsock.
I think
It was a
Colorado.
crew cut.
Colorado? Okay.
Yeah, like years ago. But like it was only middle school too. It wasn't like a high school home ec. But I went in there because there was like all the chicks were in there.
Yeah.
Well, how you gonna have middle
yeah.
school chicks making windsocks out of dicks? You can't have that. That's not gonna happen.
Well, you'd be surprised what I can do.
No,
You know what I'm saying? But you know,
Small
hey,
That
we-
just got real weird.
but it was-
Let's
it
keep
was-
moving.
It was
Yeah.
look. I was in home ec for a reason.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
It
Yeah.
wasn't to
I was-
take home ec.
I was on the swim team
And
for
I'll tell
a year
you,
too. Yeah,
it fucking worked out all right.
Dude, I took home ec.
So there's that. Yeah,
I took-
Yeah,
I did
was
it in
a thing.
high school. You know why?
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to fucking cook munchies.
We didn't get it in high school. Yeah,
we didn't
Get stoned
I
and,
would've
and
taken
eat
it in
the
high
food
school
you cook.
'cause, like, high
Whatever
school,
you
you have
do
to have
before you
credits.
cook, Tony, is up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would've been an easy one.
fair enough.
No, I didn't. We didn't.
But
have,
yeah, dude, we did cooking.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that too a little
Yeah,
bit. A little cooking,
mostly
little,
cooking. It
little
wasn't-
sewing. You know,
We didn't have the sewing. We did like that was like the like more advanced, like
Yeah.
Advanced
years
home
in,
ec.
but it was like the intro, and it was like, yeah, dude, like some of my friends had it, and it was
we did it.
it's
We
fun. You
did-
make some fucking cookies,
Yeah.
pancakes one day, like I don't fucking remember, but it's food. You made
yeah,
food.
Yeah, and you get to eat it. Yeah, we got to do that too. It sounds like, but we did like the sewing and stuff. Of course, this was middle school. It's like we sewed like with the sewing machine.
Yeah.
I had a completely
Yeah.
different experience.
No, I learned. Yeah, I did. I learned.
Did you have a home ec?
No, we didn't. There was
took
no home
shop,
ec.
didn't you?
Yeah, we had like if there was a heat involved, we were cooking something. This was like manufacturing or automotive, and it was like a forge
I had-
furnace, and it was like
yeah.
just people shoving stupid shit into the forge
to make it. Yeah.
Teacher would get this.
What's gonna happen?
Shoving a Twinkie in there, seeing what's going to happen.
Someone just
like,
jams
no,
a full
like-
12 pack in there.
You know, like if the teacher says at the beginning of class,
There's 20 new pairs of safety goggles on the board. There better be 20 new pairs back.
six of them got tossed into the fucking furnace just to be a dick, you know, whole fucking rolls of duct tape, just
Yeah.
fucking, I don't know.
just to see what
You
would
have
happen.
a blazing forge with
Yeah.
high school kids around it. What the fuck were you Anyway, no, I didn't
Which
get
is
home ec.
funny.
We cooked all kinds of weird shit in shop, though.
You never
Yeah,
ate
we
it.
had shop too.
Never did
I
not
took
consume.
I actually took a metallurgy class or material science class in college.
Okay, yeah.
And we got to do that kind of stuff with like aluminum bars. So
Yes.
we would
Down and all that good stuff.
well,
like a
Milk shit.
forge.
it wasn't a forge, it was like a tempering forge more.
It's a forge.
Okay,
So it did
hold
go-
on.
got
You
it.
said
Sorry,
it's
it's-
not a forge, but it's a tempering forge.
Yes, I realized that as soon as I said it.
Thank you.
Um, no, what I meant is
little
it's
ashtrays
not.
with the mold and the sand, and you had to pour the
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. What ours was like testing the metals and like seeing what you could do with like. So you take two pieces of aluminum. They're the same composition of like alloyed
Okay,
aluminum. You put them
See how it
in
reacts
the
to the different heat.
you put them in the tempering forge. So what it would do, it wouldn't like a normal forge. You're looking to melt the metal.
Right.
This is to heat it up and get it kind of soft,
Quench
and then
it.
quench it versus letting it kind of come down at room temperature or quenching it in water versus oil.
Right.
And seeing what the different like how that made the properties of the
metal different.
the metal different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
that's why it was a material science class. You know,
Right.
it was
To fuck with the material.
Yeah.
exactly. And there's
You're just
also
dicking around.
cool. There's also a
College
cool
boys
thing that we got to use. It's basically a giant hammer on a pendulum. Like I'm talking like a hammer.
An auto hammer, just a fucking
No, not an auto hammer. You literally you pull it back, you pull a lever, and it just swings and hits these like metal pieces as hard as it can. And what you're looking at what's called ductility. So like how it breaks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So does it break
Where
sharp?
where
Does
the
it
stress go?
does it bend a lot before it breaks?
Jagged.
It's
Tony?
fun.
Tony,
Yes.
this machine sounds great,
Sorry,
but I feel
we
like
gotta keep moving.
I feel like I'm learning something.
Oh, okay.
I did not
This
come
is not
here.
what I signed up for,
This is-
sir.
This is
I mean-
not educational here,
What you been watching
which-
anything cool? What you watching?
dude. I finally watched the Solo movie.
Okay.
All right. I
Tell me what you
read and
think.
I heard everybody was like super pissed and super bitchy about it.
I liked it.
I
don't
thought
know.
it was
liked
good.
it, too.
I thought it was
I
pretty
didn't
good.
think it was the greatest.
No,
yeah.
but it
I
was
think
good.
it fit exactly what they made out and what it intended
That's
to
what
do.
that's what I
Yeah.
thought too. I thought
I
it was good.
enjoyed the fucking ride.
Yeah.
I thought the fucking Glover was a little smarmy, if that's
Yeah.
the word. Like, but he's like supposed to be
He's supposed to be.
swashbuckler. He's
He's
supposed to fucking
yeah.
be, and that's the
Little
exact fucking actor
Lando
they got
Calrissian
for it.
is in
Yeah.
fact motherfucking
He's
swarmy.
He's a
Yeah, is it smarmy?
he's a
Smarmy?
Smarmy.
crooked
What did I say?
Smarmy,
I don't know.
think.
That's
what I
what
said.
I'm trying to figure out. That
Smarmy.
is that like
Smarmy.
like
the lead
fucking-
singer of Smash Mouth.
No, he's good.
like swashbuckling
Like
fucking
Han and Lando are supposed to have like a
They're-
a good checkered past. They're supposed
Yeah.
to be,
They're both confidence men, grifters, whatever you
Yes.
want to call
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
They're both
Yeah.
they're both smugglers. They're
bad
shady
guys.
fucking people.
Yeah, they are.
bad
They're
guys.
supposed
They're
to be.
shady fucking guys.
They have
I mean-
a checkered past,
Yes.
if you will.
I accept that Han Solo shot first.
Oh,
I don't.
yeah,
I
know
don't
he did.
fucking care.
I know he did. I know
Like,
that's
yeah.
how it was when I was little, and they changed it when I grew up. And fuck them because
Just
Han
like the
Solo fucking shot first.
Berenstain Bears, right?
Berenstain Bears.
Bears.
No, it's
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain.
Berenstain.
Yeah,
He
it's
knows
always
what
been
he's not
Good
talking
old
about.
butterfly effect.
Yeah. But I
Mandela
finally
Or
watched
Mandela
that.
effect, excuse me.
I sat up. I watched it. I thought it was good. I liked it. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
There wasn't. I'll be honest. The little twist at the end was like, oh wow, okay, cool.
Now,
like
yeah,
this is
that
a little
was-
deeper. Like
that
is
was
that
at
Darth
the end.
Maul?
Darth Maul.
That is him, right?
Right.
He looks
I
a
just-
little different,
yes,
but
he
not,
does.
Like
That is
his,
him,
I
though.
think it's his
I'm-
head. His horns.
So
I'm sure that's who that is.
yeah.
So wasn't
It's had
it
to be.
in the so the only things that are canon anymore? So all the
Oh.
books have been thrown out.
Yeah.
The cartoon,
This could be a whole other episode.
no, just
Okay.
real quick. It's the Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon, and then the movies. That's all that's canon.
Okay.
The
Right, yeah.
So didn't Darth Maul come back after being sliced in half in
Yeah.
the cartoon?
Yes.
in Clone Wars.
Okay.
Yep.
In Clone Wars.
In Clone Wars.
That-
Clone Wars,
that's
he
the
came
cartoon.
back.
In Clone Wars, you find
Yeah.
like he survives, he lives, he gets some
Yeah.
really,
Legs,
really,
spidery
really,
leg
really
things.
sort of a
Like mechanical legs. Just leave it at
cheaply
that.
thrown together mechanical
Okay.
legs,
Like just
put on.
poor quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's anybody that didn't know hasn't seen the cartoon. I've actually not watched many of the cartoons. I've seen a few here and there, but I've read about them. I know
Bro,
you like
I
them.
fucking love them. Yeah.
I know you like them. You also said that a lot of like streaming services have them backwards and out of order.
They aired.
Oh, they aired out of order.
Like Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino chopped up their air order. Like you can go just Google whatever.
Yeah.
Whether you
correct
It was like Firefly also
Yeah.
had that same
Clone
problem.
Wars or Firefly or Rebels or even Resistance now, which is the newest
Yeah.
one. You can go and look up the actual chronological order
Sure.
if you want to. Yeah,
It's a little more entertaining that way, but harder to keep up
it
with.
makes a little sense.
But-
yeah, you know,
It wasn't. I just had to step back and say like it's not a Jedi movie. It's not a Jedi movie.
No.
This is Han Solo.
Yeah.
Han Solo had nothing to fucking do with the Force.
it's a Star Wars story, which is kind of neat because they're coming out and they're branching off. And what sucks is
A lot of those got canceled. I heard
because
too.
because Solo
because Solo
Wasn't as big as they
the
wanted.
Boba Fett
Yes.
movie it got scrapped, but there is a series coming to
Disney Plus, I think.
It might
Their
be-
new
I
streaming
think it might
service.
be coming to Amazon or Netflix. I have to double check.
No,
Disney
so
streaming service
I think
is
it's
coming out to
it could
Disney.
be.
I think it's Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Their
Jon
streaming
Favreau
service.
is directing the first season
Ooh,
of The Mandalorian,
ooh,
and we don't know if it's Django or Boba or just a
or
different,
just Mandalorian
a
in
different
general. Yeah.
Mandalorian altogether. Yeah, and I just read a thing about the guy who's going to play the Mandalorian. Is I think it.
Is the guy?
I can't remember his name.
I will
Stranger
check out
Things?
my buddy Google. and
yeah. Google. I can see. His, oh,
Is he
I
in
think
other
it's-
movies or like? in
Yeah,
other
I
shows?
think he was in Rogue One.
Rogue One. Oh, was he? He wasn't the Hispanic, the main dude. Was
I
he?
think he was. No. No,
that's
it's
terrible.
not him.
That's
He's in-
terrible. You kill him off and you
No,
give him his own
He's
fucking
he's,
TV show.
he's in the
Whoops.
Kings. He's in the Kingsman Golden Circle. He's the American cowboy guy that they
Are
made
you
agent.
talking about fucking
Channing Tatum.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I thought he was the
That
American
Down syndrome
cowboy.
looking motherfucker.
He's,
No.
Okay.
You are correct.
He's
You
one.
are
Okay.
right. He is wrong.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
That no. Hold on.
Oh,
Channing
you're
Tatum
talking
is
the older
American
guy.
cowboy guy,
yeah,
right?
but no, he's not the main one that they work with.
Yeah,
He's-
no. That's
he gets
okay.
fucking
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah.
the same guy that played in Game of Thrones? That played
Yes, he's Oberyn, Prince Oberyn.
Oberyn. Yeah.
The Viper. He's the Viper from Game of Thrones. That I couldn't
Okay,
I was
well, there we
grasping
go.
at straws there.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Vindo Viper?
He's going to be
Everybody chill
I believe
out.
he's going to be the lead in the
we
Mandalorian.
got this under control. In case you wanted to know the name,
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Tony is going to tell you right now what his name. I'm surprised Tony didn't just know what
Pedro
his name
Pascal.
is. Who?
Pascal. Pedro Pascal. That's his name.
That's the same guy that's in
Oberyn Martell.
Isn't that the same guy that's in Rogue One? He's the main guy.
No, he's not in Rogue One. He's similar, but that's not him. I was completely false.
Different name. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, it says he will lead the Mandalorian according to
Great.
Nice.
an article back in November from Uprocks.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Does it say where it's coming out? Because it's
And
a
as we know,
streaming-
Uprock's a dependable news source.
Sometimes.
It's on the
Yeah,
internet.
I've seen most.
They're on the internet. You can't lie on the
Uproxx,
internet.
If it's on the
Every-
internet, you know.
Actually, there's
Everybody
a few
knows that.
things.
You
It's
can't
true.
lie on the internet.
You can't.
There's a few things here that say
You're
he's
not allowed.
going to be.
Not allowed to lie.
So Ben,
Yeah.
you often spend time with your son watching things. Have you watched anything interesting,
like with the kid.
or just in general in life?
I got to see. I watched Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Oh, the new Transformer movie, right?
Yes.
How did you like Dish?
I totally ate it up.
Yeah.
I liked it. Like
Now, is this like just general high
so,
knowledge?
like, so
is this like original classic Bumblebee,
yes,
or
it's original classic Bumblebee. It's original classic everyone. It's original classic Cybertron. It's original classic Cybertron is being blown up and the war is coming to an end and the Autobots have to flee. That's the first fucking scene. So I was in. I fucking hooked. I was like, okay, here we go. Soundwave. Yep. Ultra, whatever. I can't remember. I'm trying.
Megatron. Check. Ultron.
The mains were coming in, and I was like, man, oh man.
Ticked all the boxes,
That
huh?
that in itself would be probably one of the best movies I could think of because it was like a CG live action Transformers on Cybertron.
Okay.
At a war, so they look real metal scraping, glass breaking,
But like the legit Transformer
like
style.
the legit
Yeah.
86, 85 Transformers,
The G1s.
G1
if you will.
at war.
We
on
know that- that's
Cybertron.
what we
it
want.
wasn't.
That's
it just
all we
was.
want.
It just wasn't animated. It was. I mean, it was CG, but
which is
like,
technically
it looked fucking
animation,
real.
but yeah.
like the CG was absolutely perfect, and
Cool.
this was. So it opens with a bang.
Yeah.
and it's awesome, and then they come to Earth.
So that's the hook.
One at a time. It slows down.
Bumblebee's one of the first,
but it was
isn't
good.
he?
It was really good.
Is Bumblebee one of the first to come to Earth in the cartoons?
No, no, not in the cartoon.
No.
no.
He's a
Most
G1.
of, yeah.
Or were they
He
already
would.
kind of
He-
already?
when they
in
came
the,
to Earth,
I guess in Transformer lore, he would be part of the first wave.
They came,
Okay.
yeah. In the cartoon,
but not like
they
the
came
first
on a ship on the like their
Their
base
oh,
ship.
that's right,
Their home
yeah.
ship, and there was the first like
Yeah.
They came.
Ironhide, Jazz,
Yeah,
Optimus.
I'm kind of
Ratchet.
thinking
Yeah.
like the first movie, the Michael
Yeah,
Bay
all
one,
those-
where
how
they all
called them-
kind
how
of.
they called some more in.
the
Well,
original.
how they kind of came in and almost like looking like they're comets,
Yes,
you know,
Yeah. No,
like
yeah, like they-
individually
they had to select
and
their form
yeah.
or whatever. No,
Yeah.
they've got their form already.
Okay,
on Cybertron. The form can change because, I mean, there's a few. You see a few triple changers kick into effect.
Sure.
Okay.
It's pretty neat.
Nice.
It was really good.
cool.
Yeah, we liked it.
It's cool.
It held the attention of my 3-year-old for the most part in the theater.
Yeah.
We had to take a pee break, and then he knows that the big bucket of popcorn when it gets low, he's like, You can take it and get it refilled. He knows he can be part of that, so he likes to be like, we need to go
back
get more
into that
popcorn.
pool,
And I'm
huh?
like, not right now, fuck. Anyway.
All right, we got to keep watching this scene because the scene is
Yeah.
awesome.
It's kind of cool that
What?
Bumblebee gets his own movie though, because like the way I remember Bumblebee, like back in the day, is like Bumblebee was kind of the bitch.
Well,
Like he was sort of the. Bitch.
He was the
Not
buddy of the
really.
kids, though, wasn't he?
He was
one of
Spike's
two
buddy.
twins.
He was kind of
with,
the.
No, he
was a
wasn't.
little
Cliff
bitch.
Jumper.
No, they
Cliff
weren't
Jumper was an
twins.
orange. Yeah, Cliff Jumper was an orange.
I will challenge you to this.
Okay.
Cliff Jumper was orange. He was not
Cliff
a.
Jumper,
He was
Cliff
not a
Jumper
Volkswagen
and-
Beetle, was he?
He might not be.
If
a
you
Beetle,
want-
but when
if
they're
you
in
want
ro-
to
when they're
see
in
the end
robot
of this
form,
challenge,
Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee.
Check us out on
just different
Patreon
colors.
at I Lagged Out.
Oh, well, fuck.
Well,
now,
yeah, I mean, they're
you got the
different
computer in
colors.
front of you, motherfucker. Let me know.
No. I was thinking you were saying like they were the same car, and I was like, no, they're not the same car. Like,
I thought they might
they're
have
not
been,
the
but
same.
maybe
no, they're not
I
the
don't
same
know.
car. They're different. They're close. They were
They
the
have
first
the same,
wave.
when they
I
have the
believe.
same
Why
face
have
and head.
two
They're
of
just
those?
different colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just
Then
saying.
yes, I'm
anyway.
thinking like the twins of like the two shitheads from the fucking number 2 or number 3.
No,
where they're
that-
like
that was-
douchebag. Like no, not that style.
No.
They,
Didn't
they
even,
weren't that.
like
good.
yeah. Michael Bay did Transformers.
Nobody-
I mean, he did a
Nobody
good.
wants a
whatever.
Scion.
I don't know.
Nobody wants
Yeah.
a Scion.
They're-
Fucking
Those might be
Transformer.
rewritten. I don't know what.
we
I don't
we
know
can
how those
circle
fall.
back to the Transformers.
Yeah.
Later on. to.
You
No,
always
it was
circle
good.
back
It was
to
good.
that.
I've got
enjoyed
some
it.
thoughts that I
Nice.
want to share with
Nice.
you
Yeah.
boys.
All right. What do you got, Randy?
Off record.
Okay.
We don't
Oh,
do
like as
off
far as what I've
record
been
here,
watching,
though.
I watched Netflix show Sex Education.
Yeah, I watched that too.
Is that any good?
Yeah, it's good. It's like, the first episode was a little
Slow and weird.
Is it
and
shallow and
it
pedantic?
was just like a little bit like, oh, there's a lot of dick and fart jokes
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah,
And I was
okay.
like, okay, we're gonna go down this road. This is not a show for me. And then
Yeah,
so,
I'm like, I've heard
so-
most of those. All right.
yeah, so naturally as the show progressed, because I continued watching, why would I stop? This is right
well, I
down-
fucking already put 30
right down
minutes
my
in.
alley.
Yeah.
I kept watching, and then I stopped. And then a couple days later, Taylor came over. He's like talking to me, and he's like, "Yeah, you should keep watching. It's good." So I watched a couple more episodes, and then eventually I just sort of watched the whole season on accident.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Sometimes as you do.
Netflix. Can
yeah,
let
and
you
it was
do that
it was
real
it's
quick. Yeah.
it was pretty good. Like I liked it. At the end of it, I was like, okay, we are now friends, but we didn't start off as such. So it was like. One of those, love hate sort of things, but like, so there is some stuff in there that's like, well, it's a little overboard at times, but Scully, what's her
Gillian
Gillian
Anderson.
Anderson is the she is a sex therapist,
All right.
and the show is about her son, and she is divorced and she lives with her son.
oh,
Gillian
awkward.
Anderson?
Yeah.
Right.
I did not realize that was
Yeah.
her.
Right.
Sorry, like no. like-
yeah. At first glance, it's sort of a weird, and she
Yeah.
tries to pull off this British. It's a real bad. It's
It's
fine.
a real
It's fine.
hoity-toity British
Yeah,
accent.
and
like,
it's fine.
Wait, that's her accent. She's British. That's her voice.
Yeah, it's fine.
she's
but
not faking that.
Oh, well, then it's fine. She just sort of sounds weird. Maybe she's
no,
just.
Are
Is
you
she,
sure?
is she British? She just
She totally is,
She
yes.
sounds like she's someone faking
sounds
a
like
British
she's
accent.
faking it,
She's
though.
upper crust British governor.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
why, because she sounds like that.
She
like I said,
narrates
hoity-toity.
a show that Miles watches, that Ronya show.
Maybe that's what it is. Is
Yeah.
that it just sounds like you're
You're
really
narrating.
trying really hard.
Yeah.
So okay, well then that makes sense. So, but it still sounds weird. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially
to me.
if you only know her as Scully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Totally
yeah,
gonna be like,
definitely.
what is she
makes it
doing?
sound
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
weird. Of course, it's been years since I've even
Yeah.
heard that. But like, yeah, it sounds a little over the top. But it's a good show. It's funny. It gets funny after a while, and like you get invested in like the little characters and stuff that are
Yeah.
in the show and stuff. And it's a good show. I don't know. I'm not gonna say like it's A++, but like
It's a solid B.
It was something I watched, and there we are. Here we are. So
Is it? Would you? If somebody was saying, I want to start binge watching something this weekend, I'm leaning towards maybe the Ozarks
Yeah.
or
Ozarks
Sex
are good
Education.
too.
Which would you go?
Yeah, Ozarks is definitely
Okay.
better. But like, yeah, this is a more non-violent sort of show. I'd say it's
Yeah.
a little bit more like
Okay.
so. There's two ends to the spectrum, right? Like there's
Right.
do you mind if it's super violent, or do you mind if there's like dicks and stuff?
and they don't show them though.
They don't show them, but it's like a
They
lot of
talk about it a lot.
So
Is
it's
there,
like,
is
well,
it,
I don't,
on
I don't
the
care.
dick scale? Is it more or less than Game of Thrones?
Yeah, are we
Way
closer
less.
to yeah?
Okay. So
Way less
Game of
than
Thrones-
visual.
Yeah.
Are we
okay,
Super
right.
Troopers or
Right.
are we, Game of Thrones?
On the
But
Fujita dick scale.
yeah, but it's okay. Like if you want to binge something and you don't care about that, and like that's okay with you, it's good. It's good.
It wasn't
Good.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was entertaining. I wouldn't say it was necessarily great
Okay.
by any means,
I
but
will have to give the advice that you gave me, and that's like advice. Or the advice was watch more than like 1 or 2 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Give
Yeah.
it at least a 3-shotter.
Yeah.
and see what you think. Because
All right.
the first one was really like, oh, it's one of these shows.
oh, it's
you know?
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
Yeah.
didn't end up being that way at the end.
Yeah.
But it certainly did start off on a stride that was sort of like, oh, okay, this is like sort of a low brow. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
just wasn't like.
But it wasn't like it was a little predictable though. I mean, like
Okay.
I'll be honest,
Yeah.
it was predictable.
Yeah.
Like you saw the end coming about halfway
Yeah.
through. Like you're like, oh, this is what's going to happen. You can tell this is going on, and this is what's going to be the end.
Standard writing.
But it's like that doesn't take away from the fact that it was entertaining.
Okay.
I don't know.
Actually,
Sorry, go ahead. I'm just
Oh.
going to mention this real quick.
Yeah.
Mentioning Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Oh yeah.
The Favre and Mac have a fucking fire
what?
department. Farva and Mac are making a TV show. They have a TV show. I believe it's called Tucson.
Tucson FD or
Tucson
something like
FD. They are like two.
They're firefighters.
They're in the firefighters.
It looks.
Is it like in the vein of like?
All I've seen is them saying, "Hey, the two hottest guys from Super Troopers are in a fucking TV show," and they had a comedy special like a couple years ago, and that was really fucking hilarious. I am excited to see what they do, what this group does.
Yeah.
With fire department.
Actually,
go ahead.
Your Super Troopers actually led me to remembering. Actually, a couple weeks ago, Super Troopers came out on HBO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's available. Super Troopers 2, excuse me.
Oh, right, the new one.
So I watched that one. I know.
Bacon, yeah. It's not bad. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's no Super Troopers,
right?
But it's no, you
that's
know.
been done.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So it's
it's good.
Yeah.
You know,
but
you're
it's still funny. It's still, you get a lot of the same. If you like the humor in the first one, you'll like the humor in this one.
Yeah.
So
it's hard. How many years in between the two of them?
A lot.
It was a lot.
There was a lot.
It was a lot.
Like 8 years,
and
9 years. Something
to,
like that.
to
I
make
think it
a
was over
sequel,
10.
yeah, it was way over.
It was
10.
over 15, I think.
To make a sequel that doesn't bomb this long ago, like this, far in between, is. I mean, awesome. A testament to like these fucking guys writing and their ability to act or whatever the fuck you want to say.
So I'll just go ahead
it's
and
just
drop.
fucking great.
I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the
Still
bomb.
great.
Good luck, Ghostbusters 3.
Oh no shit!
This looks like
But
it
you
could
know
be cool.
what? Yeah, it does.
So real quick, 17 years. 01 to 18.
Wow, really?
01. Yeah.
Damn.
So Ghostbusters 3. Good luck on that.
Yeah. Well, that's almost 30 years. I mean,
Yeah, we're
fuck.
gonna hope for the best on that.
That's the ultimate.
yeah,
That's the ultimate. 30 years
Ghostbusters
later,
I'm gonna go ahead and call a prediction. Do you think Bill Murray's gonna have anything to do with it?
I hope so.
You think he's
but
gonna have
I
a
don't
cameo
know.
at all?
I don't know.
I think
it's
if
too hard
anybody
to
can
say, bro. It's too
convince
hard
him,
to say.
Dan Aykroyd would. I think almost because I know that
The
he
rumor
and
is
Harold
he did
Ramis.
number 2 under duress. He did not want to do number 2.
Well, I
Like,
know
he was
that
done
at
with
that
it.
point, him and Harold Ramis had already been.
Had
They
a
were on
falling
the
out.
outs,
Yeah,
because of I think it was Groundhog's Day.
I'm not sure, honestly.
One of those. I think it might have been Groundhog's Day that really put them on the outs.
I have no fucking clue.
either.
I just remember reading and seeing stuff about that recently. So
I'm kind of at that point where it's like, I don't really care what the fucking actor wants. If he doesn't want to do a movie, don't fucking do a movie.
Yeah,
I
there
don't
you go.
fucking care. You're a goddamn adult.
They're gonna
Yeah.
replace. Yeah, it's gonna be a new
Whole new
ghost
thing.
busting crew.
As long as we're not looking forward to like a Groundhog's Day 2.
But it's
I will be
supposed to
fine.
take place 30 years after they vanquished
The rumors
Vigo the
are-
Carpazian in part 2. Yeah.
the rumors
That's all
are
you
it's
did.
going to
You
be
did.
maybe their kids or a new generation of Ghostbusters.
You didn't.
Vigo tried to battle my
Yeah.
boys. And
Maybe
as you all know,
maybe
go
we
well.
should maybe we should see if that emulator's got to have
if you're
Ghostbusters on it.
familiar
Maybe
with
we
law,
need to
you all know
maybe we need to pull that bad boy
it's
out.
not legal.
No, the hog is high. You got to
The hog
stack
is
them
high.
5
You
deep
gotta stack
too.
them 5 deep. Until next time, this is Gillian Anderson. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do that. Do it for me, Ben.
I have fish and chips, a cup of tea. Cheerio, governor. I don't know.
What else do we have on the list here? We have any Ghostbusters? Yeah, good
That's
luck.
it. Ghostbusters 2, man, or 3.
Three.
Excuse me.
3,
it's
baby.
it's coming. It's live. It's real. It's in your face. Deal with it. Grow a pair of fucking testicles. Thanks once again for joining us here at Nameless Gamers PDX. If you like us, hit that subscribe button. Hit us on Patreon /I lagged out. We're always on Facebook and Twitter. Hit us up. Let us know what's going on. Talk to us. And once again, Randy.
This is Gillian Anderson saying, "I love Smash Mouth, and I want to take you to Flavortown."
No, I hate this map.
I hate this map.
Sorry, that was a little Australian.
I don't know how to fucking do it. I was just trying.
No, I meant me.
Oh.
Like I said.